Safety is everybody's business, whether on our roads, homes or offices. But achieving maximum safety everywhere is more than just mentioning. Tune into the program Safety and Security Watch, a live studio phone-in program on NTA Channel 12 for you, your dependable station on StarTimes Channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube for highlights, updates, and tips on safety matters by the professionals every Friday by 10:30 a.m. Safety and Security Watch. Safety first.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on Safety and Security Watch this beautiful Friday morning. My name is Ekaite James, and it's a pleasure to have you join us on this week's edition of the program. You know, this is the only program that promotes safety first. And as far as safety and security is concerned, it is everybody's business. It is your business and my business to stay safe. So I will not be doing this alone. I have a beautiful and wonderful guest who will be doing justice onto this topic of the program. You know, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, works to prevent disaster and reduce its impact. Now, how do they do this? Of course, they create awareness about risks, especially flooding. They don't only do that, they sensitize and organize campaigns. And of course, they try to provide early warning information to communities. This is very, very good. So today on Safety and Security Watch, we will look at climate predictions. Yes, if you had checked early hours of the morning today, I was even thinking we are going to have a very heavy rains with thunder, windy, lightnings, but the sun is shining now. So we are going to talk on that and know how we can stay safe during these rains. So I have this beautiful and important guest who will be doing justice. She is none other than the head of operations NEMA, Akwa Ibom State, Mandu I. Sweeney. It is good to have you with us in the studio.
Good morning and good morning, dear.
All right, thank you. Just like I said, the observation in the morning, or what we've been having every day, we'll have this rain that will fall with thunder, lightnings, windy, that you have to run and hide. Another minute, the sun that will shine will smash your head. So, and today we are going to look at the climate predictions. So let's see the analysis so far from the beginning of the year till when we are having the rains.
All right, so the seasonal climate prediction is always released by NIMET, the Nigeria Meteorological Services, and they predict what will happen all over the state for the whole of the year. And from their prediction, we know that 33 states will be highly impacted with flooding this year.
Okay.
Just 3 states as we may likely escape, but 33. And Akwa Ibom State happens to be among the 33 states. So that's a prediction. And the reason why we fall into that category is because we are a coastal state.
Okay.
We have a lot of rivers, and then the terrain of Akwa Ibom, the topography is low-lying. So it makes us vulnerable in that state.
Okay. So now, knowing that we are vulnerable, so what is expected from us in Japan before we now look at the government?
For the individual, we've said this over time, and it bears repetition. The truth of the matter is that it is only you that can take care of what belongs to you better than every other person. By this, I am saying that there is a need for us to always clear our drainages, keep our environment clean. When the rains are falling, it is not the time for you to go dump your refuse in the waterway. There is no amount of water that will carry that dirt. And even if it carries it, it ends up blocking the waterway, preventing the water from having a natural flow. So we must always clean. We have our part to play. At the end of the day, you are the first victim victim of that flood when it comes knocking. So the responsibility lies on us to put our safety first before any other thing. So don't just wait and say, oh, it's raining, you know, and you keep down. Permit me to cite an example. I was returning from a program and it was raining, and we were driving through a market, and just at the middle of that market, vegetables, you know, sticks and all of that put together and was dropped there. And the question, you know, that came to mind was, so how is this expected to flow along with the water?
You see?
So we have a part to play. Don't just sit down and wait for government or NGOs to come in and help you. You have a part to play. And your part year in, year out, is to ensure that your environment is clean.
Thank you very much. And yes, just like we said earlier, that security is everybody's business. It is not a one-man thing if we are to stay safe. We want to go on a break. When we return, we are going to also look at other situations that other people, like school is about to resume. We'll look at what is expected from students, schools, parents, so that they can stay safe during this break. So please, let's take this break.
Safety is everybody's business, whether on our roads, homes or offices. But achieving maximum safety everywhere is more than just mentioning. Tune into the program Safety and Security Watch, a live studio phone-in program on NTA Channel 12 for you, your dependable station on StarTimes Channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube for highlights, updates, and tips on safety matters by the professionals every Friday by 10:30 a.m. Safety and Security Watch. Safety first.
Good to know you are still there. If you are just joining us, the program is Safety and Security Watch. And of course, you can join us live now on our social media handle, the Facebook and YouTube. Yes, we were actually discussing on the climate predictions, and of course this has to do with the flooding, how to stay safe and prevent ourselves from harm during this rainy season. And of course she had already said that we have a part to play by clearing our drainages, and this is what is expected of us. Now, what do we expect from the government? As we also have a part to play, I think the government has a part to play. So, ma'am, let's talk about what is expected from the government.
All right, thank you. I would like to bring it down to the Akwa Ibom state government. It's expected that when what we call the SCP, when it is released by NIMET, and also the AFO Outlook, Annual Flood Outlook by NISA is released, the state government need to be proactive and not reactive. Proactive in the sense that I told us that for individual, you need to clear your drainages, ensure it is clean. Now, when you clear the drainages, you cut out the dirt and put by the roadside. It's expected that the government, through the Ministry of Environment, will come in and clear those dirt away, because if they are left there over time, it returns back to the drainages and then the flood keeps happening. Aside that, the government also is supposed to mark out higher grounds. I told you, because of our topography, we will experience flood. Now, when it happens in this community, we don't have to wait until the people are overwhelmed before we start thinking of where we can move them to a safer haven. We have to earmark in the local governments highlighted to experience this flood, safe havens where they can be moved to, how they can be provided for the time being, pending when the water will recede, and then they will return back to the environment. The government also has a part to play in sensitizing the populace. You sensitize them through social media, either print or electronic. And then
you do it through English, Pidgin, or local dialects.
Yes, of course.
So that they can understand what is being said, and then they will know what is expected from them. You sensitize the people, you educate them, you create awareness, put out flyers there where it is possible, put out jingles where it is possible in English, in Pidgin English, in local dialect. Let the people know what is expected of them. Find out from the community, maybe through the chairman of the various local government areas, do they have an evacuation plan in place? Do the community understand what the evacuation plan is? Do they know how they are expected to move when they are overwhelmed with flooding? All those things we need to consider. We cannot just keep doing things the same way we've been doing it over time and expect the same result. We always need to come back, sit on the table, look at where, what we have done, what we've achieved, where the lacunas are, and see how we can bridge it. And bring everybody on board, including those in the community, to understand what the government is doing and what they are expected to do to synergize. So that when this disaster happens, it will go a long way to minimize the loss that, would be expected.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And yes, as like I said, NEMA works. We have seen you collaborate with others. I know that you have other partners who will strengthen your local emergency response and environmental stability. Now, that is because we know that safety is everybody's business. So now let us look at, we know that as a school, schools are resuming. We'll have children, we'll have, go to school every day, and of course some days they will experience these rains. And so how are they supposed to protect themselves? What should they do?
Okay, I would want to use this medium to make a passionate appeal to the school owners, principals, proprietors, even parents, and the children themselves. Very soon the schools will resume. As we are, the rain is just starting. It will crescend. From July to October, we are expecting the peak of the rains to come around. But while the school resumes and, rain falls, it's the responsibility of the school, principal, teachers, proprietor and proprietress to ensure that they keep the children in the school safe. Don't allow them to leave. The reason is that some of the culverts, when it's overflooded, you will not know which one is open. You will not know which one is closed. You will not say because you are familiar with the terrain, it's where you pass every day. The impact of the flood waters coming would have impacted on the drainage covering, which you won't know. And as you step on it, you're going down. And it's very difficult to save someone that is being drowned away with heavy rainfall, happening. So I'm making a passionate appeal to the teachers, principals, and proprietors out there. When the rain is falling and the children are still in school, please keep them in school. Let it recede. Let the water also recede. Let them be able to see the ground on which they want to walk before they move out. It's not the time for you to release them that, oh, it's raining, oh yeah, come and start going home. That's how we've ended up losing a lot of children. Because you hear, oh, 3 children were going home, water carried them, the brother or sister is trying to help, and at the end of the day, all of them is gone. So we are using this medium to make a passionate appeal to all school owners and principals to please keep these children safe and keep them in school. And to parents, if you must pick your children in school, please be safety conscious. And if the rain starts while the children are at home and they cannot go for whatever reason, please don't allow them to go. Except you are sure it is safe for them to go to school. Because for some children, for a lot of children, while they are leaving their homes going to school, anything can happen. As for you parents, you may not be there. We don't want to have so many lives being lost this year. That is why we are using this medium to sensitize and talk to you and make a passionate appeal that you should please keep your children safe. They are your future. We can't afford to lose them.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And of course, you have heard that if you experience any rainfall and you are in the school, please stay and wait for the rain to stop. And probably the flood to reduce so that you can identify your walkway. And of course, to parents, while your children are at home and they want to go to school and immediately the rain starts, just like the one we usually have, very windy with lightnings and thunders, of course you have to wait until that is calm, except you are very sure, like she said, before you can release your child to school. We don't want to have any loss this year because we have a part to play to stay safe, and of course the government will be doing their best. So we want to take another break. When we return, we will tell you the numbers to call in case you are in any sort of emergency. So don't go anywhere. Stay.
Safety is everybody's business, whether on our roads, homes,
Please,
or offices.
take our time.
But achieving maximum safety
We don't
everywhere
want to-
is more than just
We don't want to
mentioning.
overrun.
Tune into the program Safety and Security Watch, a live studio phone-in program on NTA Channel 12 for you, your dependable station on StarTimes Channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube for highlights, updates, and tips on safety matters by the professionals every Friday by 10:30 a.m. Safety and Security Watch. Safety first.
Good to have you there. The program is still Safety and Security Watch. And of course, I've not been alone. I've been with the head of operations, Nema, Akwa Ibom State, Mandu I Sweeney. I love the name. Okay, we have been enlightening you on how to stay safe during this rainy season as the rains have just started. We have talked about how to stay safe in school. We have talked about our responsibility and the government's responsibility. Now, in case you are in danger, ma'am, I would like you also to tell them the numbers to call immediately they are in danger and want to be rescued.
All right, before I tell you the number you can call when in danger, I want to appeal to you to ensure that you always have recharge card on your phone.
Yes, sir.
Though some of the numbers are toll-free, it's advisable that you always have airtime on your
Yes.
phone, so that in case you cannot reach the toll-free number, then you can call your neighbor for help. But for toll, you are in danger, is 0800, that is 0800 2255 6362. I'll take that again. 0800 call NEMA 0800 2255 6362. You can also reach out to the emergency call center, the emergency communication center 112. Once you call them, they will disseminate the information to all agencies concerned. When it comes to flood, the fire service take the lead role. And so you can also reach out to the fire service on this number, 090 1431 8996. I take that again, 090 1431 8996. Whenever you call these numbers, they will be there to respond.
Well, thank you very much. I think the first number you said 0800 call NEMA.
NEMA.
Are we supposed to type call NEMA so that?
That is why I said 080 22.
Okay, we'll
55.
join them together.
Yes,
Because when you
66.
said call NEMA,